fight. Barrios
He's a champion.
Champion. And he's about Gio's height, so you know, Pacquiao's still strong, fast, and very experienced.
Yeah, I mean, most orthodox fighters, it doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, it's all about the angle. When Manny Pacquiao slips and pops that left hand, deal with that. Deal with that.
His speed is still there. His power is still there.
If George Foreman did it, then Pacquiao can do it.
Manny Pacquiao is coming out of a 4-year retirement to face Mario Barrios, and many boxing legends and professionals are weighing in with their predictions. Shawn Porter believes the fight will end in a knockout, backing Pacquiao to get the job done. "It's hard because he's Manny Pacquiao," Porter said. "If he can still fire off the combinations he used to, he'll land that left and knock him out. That left hand always beats the right hand to the punch, and since Barrios is a forward-moving fighter, he'll walk right into it. It's a perfect matchup for Manny." Justin Fortune, who coached Pacquiao through many of his championship bouts, also believes the Filipino icon still has what it takes to win.
Manny's a legend, and big props to him, and I tip your hat off to him for stepping up to fight a young, hungry,
champion.
time world champion like Barrios. That's tough. I gotta say, when it comes to the boxing fight, that fight, I gotta pick Barrios. He's in his prime. He's a solid world champ. Way younger than Manny. Years ago, different story. But
Okay.
Barrios.
Garcia, who has previously sparred with Manny Pacquiao, shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight and gave his prediction on who he believes will come out on top.
So it has to be pertaining to any kind of money. You know, it has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. 1, 2. I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, you know, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, you know, bigger fighter, knows how to, you know, control distance very well. Can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, you know, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. You know, that Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao. That's why he's coming back. But Barrios, he can he can finish Pacquiao. There's a possibility that he can finish Pacquiao and basically cause him to go back into retirement once again.
Amir Khan believes this fight is a great opportunity for Mario Barrios and isn't fully confident in Pacquiao's chances at this stage of his career. "It's a fantastic fight for Mario," Khan said. "He needs that big moment. He'll get paid well, and he's facing a legend like Manny Pacquiao. Mario deserves this fight. Every boxer dreams of that big payday. If they were both in their prime, I'd pick Pacquiao all day. But now, this could be a tricky one for him." Oscar De La Hoya, who once shared the ring with Pacquiao, offered a heartfelt warning. "I wish him all the best," De La Hoya said. "But the truth is the truth. He's not the same Pacquiao that fought me and the greats. He's older now, and I just hope he's careful. He still has that power, so anything can happen, but yeah, he's got to be cautious." Tim Bradley also weighed in, suggesting Pacquiao's return might be driven by financial motivations. He shared his take on the fight and raised questions about whether it's the right move at this stage in Manny's life.
We're going to be worried about what happens in that fight because, you know, Barrios may be the easiest of the champions, you know. Maybe that's why Manny decided to come back and give it a try. But even then, you know, Barrios is young. Barrios is a strong guy, you know, that could actually hurt Manny. Manny didn't look good in his last performance. This is a couple years ago, and it was you know, it was kind of embarrassing to see Manny end up like that. Hopefully, you know, he gets in great shape. Maybe he gets a really good nutritionist or somebody that's going to help him very well. But I don't see things going right with Manny at this point anymore. Hopefully I'm wrong. I would love to see him become champion again because, like Paulie said, it gives all the other guys, a big fight, a big opportunity, and maybe we'll see. Floyd come back and do a rematch with Manny, and it'll be a huge fight. I don't know. I really don't know, but it might be sad to see Manny back in the ring. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I agree, Robert. I'm not looking forward to it because I just think about aging brains don't take punches well. I mean, brains in general are not made to take punches, but just aging brains definitely don't take punches as well.
Once again, Robert Garcia is another boxing expert who believes Manny Pacquiao's comeback might not unfold the way the legend is hoping.
Sad. It's just sad that he feels any reason or urge whatsoever. However, on the other hand, fighters fight. It's what they do. Hey, Jim Lampley was gone for 6 years. Was it stupid for him to choose to come back and fall a fight? Was it a risk? Was there a possibility that he could embarrass himself and fall on his face? Are there some viewers and listeners out there who think that's exactly what he did? Sure, that's possible. But I was back doing something I love and I was getting paid for it. So I understand why Manny wants to come back and do something he loves and get paid for it. But it's one thing to talk into a microphone when you've been a few years away and you're a little bit older. It's entirely a different thing to go in and hit and get hit. And he made ungodly, indescribable sums.
Spencer Oliver didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's comeback, calling the fight not just a bad idea but an outright disgrace. Pacquiao looked like a shell of his former self in his last fight against Ugas, Oliver said. He turned pro in 1995. He's had a long and legendary career, but this return, especially with the WBC sanctioning it as a world title fight, is just wrong. This is a young man's sport, and based on how he performed in his last outing and the years of inactivity, I don't like it. The governing bodies should only sanction fighters ranked in the top 15, and he's been retired for 4 years. Jumping the line to fight Barrios? That's not right. The system is broken if the WBC allows this. On the other hand, Shawn Gibbons views Barrios as a winnable fight for Manny, saying, "It's a 50-50 fight, but very winnable for Pacquiao. Barrios has the perfect style. He comes forward, he's there to be hit, and he loves to mix it up. Manny is like a fine wine. He's aging well and hasn't lost his speed, power, or passion. If I didn't believe he could still compete at the highest level, I'd be the first to tell him to walk away." Meanwhile, veteran commentator Jim Lampley may not be fully on board with the idea of Pacquiao fighting again at 46, but he completely understands the deep-rooted urge that drives a warrior like Manny to return to the ring.
What's the worst case scenario? Someone gets seriously hurt. Someone has life-altering injuries, and that can happen in boxing. We've seen this. Manny Pacquiao isn't immune to this. He's been knocked out. He's been hit. He's not Floyd, who has been hardly hit. He's been knocked out cold. I thought when he got knocked out by Marquez, I thought he died. It was that scary. Yeah. Remember that one? So
I do.
Ultimately, I'm most surprised that if it hasn't been officially announced, if it lands in Nevada or California, I'll be very surprised and dare I say disappointed.
Mario Barrios' trainer, Bob Santos, is excited about the upcoming fight with Manny Pacquiao and sees it as a well-earned opportunity. "We're thrilled. It's obviously a good thing," Santos said. "Mario earned this in the ring. People have been mentioning Manny Pacquiao as a possible opponent for his WBC title, and we welcome that. One thing about Mario is he takes on all challenges. He's never taken the easy route or turned down a fight since we've been with him. Manny is a legend, and he's earned the right to do what he wants. If this is the fight he truly wants, we embrace the challenge. Let's see how it plays out. Even if it's Devin Haney next, we welcome that too." Despite the excitement, the WBC has faced criticism for sanctioning the bout. UBC President Mauricio Sulaiman responded to the backlash saying, "Remember Sugar Ray Leonard? My father, Jose Sulaiman, and the WBC were criticized for approving his fight against Marvin Hagler. Manny Pacquiao has been licensed by Nevada, passed all medicals, and as a legendary WBC champion, he has been cleared by our organization. Let's talk again on July 20th. Ricky Hatton wasn't shocked to see Pacquiao returning, but he questioned the legitimacy of the title shot. "It's boxing today, isn't it?" Hatton said. If Mike Tyson can fight Jake Paul at 58, then Manny coming back at 46 doesn't look too bad, except Tyson's not fighting for a world title. Manny is. How does that work? He's been retired for 6 years, and suddenly he's ranked 5th in the world? That doesn't make sense. When he retired, he should have been removed from the rankings. Now he's back with no warm-up fights and straight into a title shot? He was a phenomenal fighter, but we don't know what he has left. These days, boxing is all about money. Even Ariel Helwani weighed in, expressing concern about what Pacquiao is stepping into, especially at his age. He questioned whether this is truly a safe or wise move for the 46-year-old legend.
Surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. You know, he's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and try his best. That's what Manny. One thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So yeah, he's going to give it his all. Again, you can't be Father Time, but Father Time is hard, and it's very hard watching him fight Lucas, and you could see it. And then watching the exhibition he had with the Korean guy or the Japanese guy in last year, it was hard to watch. I know Manny, I know the man that I was sparring. I love that guy. So,